I took him in when no one else would. A kid with steady hands, hungry eyes, and nothing but scraps of ambition. I saw myself in him, so I taught him everything, every trick, every formula, every secret it had taken me decades to master. He was more than a student. He was family. He called me master, said I was his compass, his foundation. And I believed it. For years, we worked side by side, sparks flying in the workshop as steel bent and circuits hummed. He had talent, no doubt. But talent without guidance is a fire without direction. I gave him direction. I gave him purpose. Until the day he vanished. One morning, I arrived at the lab and found the shelves bare, my blueprints gone, my prototypes missing. The machine I'd been perfecting for half my life, the one that could change everything, stolen. Days later, I saw him on the news, my apprentice, my protege, standing in front of cameras, unveiling my invention as his own creation. The world cheered. Investors lined up. He wore a suit that didn't fit his soul, and smiled like betrayal didn't weigh on his tongue. I wanted to rage, to scream, but fury is wasted energy. So instead, I listened. I watched. I remembered every flaw in that machine, every imperfection only I could see. Because what he stole was brilliant but unfinished. For months, I let him bask in glory. The awards, the interviews, the wealth, the applause that should have been mine. But quietly, I worked in the shadows, refining the design, correcting the flaws he was too blind to notice. I built the real version, the perfected one. The opportunity came during his grand demonstration. A global broadcast, dignitaries, scientists, and the world's press gathered to witness his masterpiece. He strutted across the stage, proud and blind, as the machine roared to life. And then it failed, not because of bad luck, not because of chance, because I had arranged it. I had slipped a single correction into the system weeks before, a change so small he never noticed. At the peak of his triumph, the invention sputtered, sparked, and collapsed in front of billions. Gasps filled the hall. Investors panicked. The crowd turned restless. His face drained of color as the empire he built on my back crumbled beneath him. That's when I stepped onto the stage, not as his shadow, not as his forgotten teacher, but as the man who had finished what he could never truly begin. I presented my perfected version, flawless, undeniable. The applause that followed wasn't for him. It never had been. I leaned close enough for him to hear me over the roar of the crowd. You called me master, and tonight, I prove you were right. I walked off with the spotlight, leaving him choking in the ashes of his stolen glory. Because betrayal isn't the end of the story. It's just the prologue to revenge.